Didn't know geometry, didn't know math, but didn't care. Fast forward to 3 months ago, I get a friend request from this person. You probably don't remember me, but I was in your geometry class. I loved you as a teacher. You made a huge impact on me. And I just want you to know I'm just like you. And I go, what? So I emailed back, wasn't sure what she was saying at the time. And I said, okay, great reconnecting with you. Let's hook up for a beer. So we did, and we talked it out. She is now he, Rudy. And we just had dinner with each other last night. Amazing, amazing, amazing. That person was so excited that I had been in their life, because at the time they were struggling, had attempted suicide 6 times. 6 times. Didn't succeed. You think that statistic of 41% is a high statistic? I think it's low. Because believe me, I've thought of it many, many times. But I go, God damn it, they're not going to win. I'm gonna be strong here. I need to let people know. This is important. We need to care about each other. Everybody's in it together. We're in it together. Why would you want to have a world where some people are over there, some people are over there, and I'm over here? Don't come over to my yard. Don't come over to my yard. I'm happy in my own yard. No, it's not supposed to be like that. Crazy world. Question.
I work at a community center, and recently we had a camp, and in that camp I found out I had a transgendered 7-year-old. And the interesting thing to me was this student made a point to come to me and specifically say to me, "I'm a boy," and I didn't even cross my mind. I was like, okay, thanks for telling me. Like, I didn't, but what I'm seeing is, and the parents are super, super supportive.
Which is awesome.
And we're trying to be as supportive as staff members. But I see a lot of that happen. I mean, I'm not sure how much the kids are aware of that transition, but all the staff are aware, and the parents are super aware. And we're trying to be as obviously supportive as we can for this particular kid. But I guess my question is, do you know any resources that or how could we as staff, what's the best way to approach this situation with some of the other kids who are not as, I don't know, because he obviously hasn't transitioned.
Right.
So, I mean, he gets dressed in his own little area. He still goes into the men's bathroom, but he goes behind a curtain. And obviously, I mean, he's 7, so there's developmental stuff that hasn't happened as well. But a lot of these students are, I guess they're curious, or they're starting to notice that
Right.
this student is not in the same,
Right.
like he's trying to hide something or whatever. So I guess what's the easiest way to approach this with the other students from your end?
Easy. No, it's not easy. It's
Well,
not easy.
Or are there resources available?
Well, there are definitely resources out there. One of them is called Transactive. It's for transgender youth, for their parents and for the youth, counseling and such. But when I speak to groups like this, what I'm hoping is that instead of you guys leaving and going, oh, that was another interesting speech that we had at class, to go out and say, wow, I need to be an advocate for this group. I need to be around and be that person that speaks out and says, don't make fun of that. That is not okay. You have no idea what that person has went through. And you have to be strong enough not to worry about what they think. Because that's the other thing that we need to worry about in our lives. Number one goal in my life that I think everybody should adopt is not care about what other people think. Because most people are ran by what other people will think of them for doing something that they want to do, and they don't do it because of what other people think. They don't dress a certain way. They don't work at a certain place. They don't do a certain thing because of what other people think. If we can overcome that, it comes right down to your own self-love. That I care about myself more than I care about what the hell you think of me and what I'm going to do. It's my life. It's not yours. So be an advocate, and around those kids that say, that child is perfect just the way they are. They had a situation where their brain didn't match their body, but they're correcting it, so it's going to be okay. So don't worry about it, okay? Okay, good, bye. See you, go play. That's about it. I mean, little kids are actually pretty adaptable that way. It's the parents that are screwed up ones.
Yeah,
Really.
the parents have been, I mean,
It's generational.
the parents came to us and talked to us before anything, and he's been really, I mean, the parents have been more.
I'm not talking about the child's parents. I'm talking about all the other parents.
Yeah, well, the other parents is.
The ones that are screwed up, yeah. Who's
My cousin's transgender.
awesome?
And my niece, she's like 7, 8, and my cousin has always had long blonde hair, and he chopped it all off, and then now it's really short. And came around my niece, and she goes, "Are you a boy now, Jack?" And she goes, "Yeah." Goes, "Okay, cool. Wanna
Yeah,
play?" Like
exactly.
it was
It's
just,
that
you know,
simple.
it's like
It's
so
that
easy.
simple, but we make it so complicated.
Yeah.
I was just trying to understand the whole the dynamic that you're going through.
I'm fine.
Who was Nicole before Nicole?
That other person.
So would you say that in
I
a
was the same
sense,
person though.
in a sense, would you say that that person kind of died?
Well, to a lot of people, that person did die.
So
Unfortunately.
would you say that-
Unfortunately.
No longer exists. Nicole.
But you know what's so funny? If I put up a sheet and put that person on the other side and start talking to him, I go, "Oh, he's back!" You know, like some stupid comment like that. And I open it up. "Who are you?" "Ooh!" You know? Crazy.
I love that you came here today because you said, like, have you ever loved somebody and then, you know, what if they, like, were transgender? And that actually did happen to me.
Oh, man.
So I was dating this girl for, like, a few years, and about 6 months ago, she told me, yeah, like, I always felt like I was in a boy's body, and, like, I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, okay, like, that's fine. And, you know, being gay, like, I've always been looked at every time I go out on a date or anything, and so basically it's, like, the same, like, people look at me, but that's fine, because they always did, you know? So
Yeah.
I just, I
Yeah,
think
well, it's their deal. It's their problem.
yeah. Like,
I mean,
don't care
and
if it's
once you
fine.
get strong enough to say, "I don't care what they think, I'm just going to live." And then you become a leader of this group that needs to be taught. You become a teacher, really. Yeah.
Nicole, I'm gonna leave, but
Okay.
they're in good hands. You're a teacher.
You're all excused. No.
Folks, no last Friday, and if I have anything to tell you, I'll email you.
I would like a little bit of after this question, a little bit of feedback, just a little. You don't have to write a big paragraph unless you want to, but I just would like some feedback. It always helps me along my path of speaking.
Written people?
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you can record it on a piece of recording something.
I thought
Did you have another question? Another question?
Yes, is there, I wanted to ask you, is there, normally you know how we have a blind person in my family, and I feel like people around them, everyone feels weird because when we're communicating, we're like, hey, look, see, oh shit, we have something they can't see, what do we do? So when they're talking to you, they address you as different genders.
Well, at the beginning they did,
Okay,
and I would just cringe,
okay.
and I go, "Oh, how come you don't see a she here?" You know, but it's part of the deal. I mean, I hate it. I just have to understand it's going to happen, especially the people that were in my life for all those years before that. I mean, I can't really blame them, but you know, please get on board soon, please. Yeah, yeah, you were next.
I was gonna say, I was adopted and raised by 2 fathers, so I think it's kind of interesting how they say, like, everybody has their box, and when it comes to my family, like, people were just, when I was little, people would just be like, "Oh, what is it like?" or yada, 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 or there would be these, I would tell, like, I made friends with some people, and there was 2 of them who would not ever talk to me anymore, because my parents were gay, and then 2 of them came up to me and was like, "What's it like being raised by 2 freaks?"
Oh,
So
God dang.
I pretty much...
Spewing of ignorance, spewing ignorance.
When I punched him in the face, I was like...
Do we still
I'm
have a
not
problem?
around my family. Like, it's like,
I've
if you
done
got a
the
problem
same
with it...
thing, because
Yeah,
we
I was
tried
like-
to tell my best friend that he was a freak, because he's in the middle of, the anxiety, like, transitioning.
Yeah.
And
See, this has not happened in another group I talked to that all these
So,
people are involved with the
they
people.
started calling him a freak, so I punched him.
Good for you.
I got
What
a
is for
question.
being
I
advocate?
was-
I've got a question about that because I think that violence isn't cool in any sense of the way. So
That's
do
true.
you think that any verbal, did you think of any verbal type of action is worth physical action? I mean,
No, you're right. No physical action.
No, but
Just
I'm
because
just
you say
saying I was
something doesn't
acting
mean-
out of anger
Right.
because they were talking shit
Right, I mean,
about my
at
parents.
some point, you just can't take it anymore.
It
You
wasn't
react,
anger, but-
you react
Yeah.
to it, you just don't wanna have the pain anymore of them, making fun.
I felt wrong for hating them at the end, because it wasn't.
You
it
probably
was not me,
apologize
It
too.
was just like, don't talk about my family.
Oh, I didn't
don't
feel
talk
bad.
about who I was.
It depends on the situation. What was
I
your
was just
question?
gonna say that people put people in boxes, not just based on gender. I have a lot of sisters who are very overweight, and at one point I was gaining weight after my third kid, and I was not in control of it, and my now ex-husband told me he would leave me if I was 100 pounds overweight. I mean, I didn't fit into the box, and he felt like being around my family was like being around herd of elephants.
Yeah, I know. I know what
And,
you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
So he had an idea.
I know that what I'm speaking is important
So
for
it
people
doesn't
here, whether it's
matter.
about transgender people, everybody needs to love themselves first, and then
Right,
they can
but
love
really
everybody
love
else.
wouldn't matter. I mean, obviously you have to be, attractive to your mate, but if that's something you don't have a handle on, that's not really about.
I have a
yourself.
belief, my own belief, I have a belief that people are put together outside of what they look like because of the spirit thing of the whole thing. So I think we're gonna hook up with people we're supposed to hook up with and get our lessons from, or have karma with. So that's another belief though, and that's a whole nother topic, so. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. I know you guys gotta go some, so I'll just.
Well, I really enjoyed your speech.
I wish I could. Usually it's like an hour and a half, or
Yeah. Lots of short.
It's okay. I appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Your own, everybody's got a story too, about people's lives.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nicole.
You're welcome, thank you. You're welcome.
It's not just, I just also wanted to say that it's not just like trans, there are a lot of like differences.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
And it's hard because yeah, exactly, like, come on, like, I have some Monday to
You ready?
especially.
Yeah. We're going, right? Huh? Yeah.
It sounded like, it's like a undercurrent.
Yeah, it's weird, but, so, I get it, and it sucks, but,
So you just be strong, and you just become that person that shows them, you can't give me.
Yeah,
You can't give me.
thank you so much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Well, we didn't get our
I'm hungry
goal,
too.
thank you.
This was best, I think it's probably best.
No, I really
It's really
admire,
informative.
I really admire those of you, I mean, because you're putting yourself out there in so many ways.
I know,
that
I
it
gotta
makes-
walk out here going.
I mean, you are.
I know,
You're putting
believe
yourself
me,
out there.
believe me.
Well, I'm gay, so I mean, similar, but
Similar, but-
not the same, Yeah, exactly. Similar,